Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have a process video for you using the Ali Edwards Story Kit, and I am documenting about COVID. Now, this is a picture of the kids and me, excuse me, and we're all wearing our masks. And I'm using the story cards that came in the kit, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use 8 cards or just 6 cards. And I decided to use 8 because the 2 on the sides of the photos didn't really fit. So I'm using the We stamp that came with the kit, and I'm using the VersaFine Morning Mist, and I'm stamping We onto the beginning of each of the cards. Now this is also based off of a layout that Ali Edwards did or was talking about doing. I can't remember, but this is an inspiration from her story kit class. And this is going to be a pretty simple layout. I'm looking at the Zebra Sarasa felt pens, but I end up not using those because they weren't thick enough. I wanted to use thick pens as well as fine tip pens, and these were all pretty fine and wouldn't be differentiated enough, so I end up not using those. Now, the reason I wanted to do a simple layout is right now we all assume that we're all wearing masks and we're all staying home and all of this stuff, but I just wanted to state some simple facts about us right now, just to record for posterity's sake. So I decide to use a Sharpie to highlight one word in each of the story cards. And the first one says, we stay in our pajamas all day. The second one says, we wake up without an alarm. The third card says, we wear masks outside of the house. On the bottom row, it says, we take trips to the mall and Target. The middle bottom one says, we spend more time on our electronics. And the last one says, we continue to lean on each other. And I'm using Ali Edwards, how she underlines all of her sentences. So I decided to go ahead and do that. Now next I'm going to put our photo in the middle, and I'm going to go through the 4x6 cardstocks that she has and use 2 of the 4x6 cards to layer my photos. I am also going to fussy cut a label that says the story of us, moments and memories. I'm also going through the plastic letters. Now I love these acetate letters, but I don't know how to adhere them onto my photo without stapling them, because if I use just regular glue, that'll show, right? If any of you guys have any suggestions on how to adhere these acetate to the photos or to the layout other than staples, please let me know in the comments down below. Now I'm going through the 3x4 cards trying to decide if I'm going to use any of the 3x4 cards, and I decide not to. That story of us, I'm going to cut out, fussy cut, and use as a label. Now the reason I cut it right in the middle is because I'm going to use that light blue as part of my layering of my photo, as you'll see here in a second. I'm using the Tim Holtz mini snips here to cut this label, and I love those Tim Holtz scissors. I have them in the mini snips, the 7-inch, as well as the 9.5-inch. They're just great, and I have to hide them from my kids because they end up disappearing. I know I'm not losing them because I put them right back into my tool caddy when I'm done. So you'll see here I'm going to use the black and the light blue as my background. I'm using my ATG gun to do light layers, and surprise, surprise, I didn't put any foam dimensionals behind my photos. I'm only using the foam dimensionals onto that label that says the story of us. Now I'm going to end up using my tiny attacher to staple the word COVID onto the photo before I adhere the photo down onto the layout. And I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to start with the letter D and work my way left just to make sure that they all fit before I adhere the label down as well. After I use my tiny attacher to adhere the word COVID to my photo, I am going to use foam dimensionals to adhere the label that says the story of us. I had found some really, really old dimensionals in my tool caddy, but they were so old that they weren't sticky anymore. So I had to take those off and use different foam dimensionals. And the ones that I'm using are so old. I don't even remember where those are from either. But I do prefer the Stampin' Up! Foam Dimensionals the best, but I'm trying to use up some of the old ones that I have before I go back into the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. So I'm sorry I'm kind of out of frame here, but I am putting foam dimensionals onto that label, and I'm going to adhere that label down. Then I'm going to go through and adhere the story cards that says Better Together, We. I'm going to adhere all those down after I adhere the label. I do use my ATG gun to adhere the story kit down. The story cards down. Now I'm using a white eraser to clean off this stamp that says we're all in this together, and I'm using my VersaFine Morning Mist to stamp that to the bottom below my photo, as well as a Felicity Jane stamp, and those are both stamped in Morning Mist, which is a gray, which I love. Now she also had wood veneers in this kit, so I am going to use the one that says Our Story, and I'm going to use my Kokyo adhesive, which is just a roller adhesive, and I'm going to use the roller adhesive to adhere the Our Story onto the bottom right hand portion of my photo. After those are placed, of course we have to splatter. So I'm going to splatter using the black ink as well as the gold ink, the PH Martin. And then I'm going to use the black vintage Nuvo drops. And I'm going to put 3 dots into the 3 areas where I put the dots. And I call this layout done. Something super simple, but yet it states the obvious, but something that we might not remember, like super simple things like this. But I did want to document something simple like this because I'm used to doing really long journaling on my layouts. So this was really a nice break for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.